ladies and gentlemen, in the shade room, which is obviously mostly ladies, I'll dedicate a segment every show to the shade room. Come on. Oh yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I'm not that dude that was in Atlanta. What's his name? Kevin, what's his name? I forgot his name. No, I'm not that dude. Kevin Samuels. God rest his soul. He passed away. I ain't him, but I got some advice. I'm different than him. I think different, but I got some advice now. I'm talking about constellation pride too. Yo, once. Well, I really like you, but I really want marriage. I really like you, but I really want a kid early. I really like you, but I really want to have this before I start my career. Well, that don't have anything to do with him. He's a tool and a conduit to utilize at your discretion for as long as you need him.
Objectification.
To get what you ultimately want, when in fact, he wants to be the one you want.
The reality that needs to be said out loud is that as Black men age, their desirability increases. Thus, their optionality of women is always expanding. And the exact opposite is true for Black women. As we age, doesn't matter how much money we accumulate, our degrees or professional accolades, the reality is that our marriage and partnership market value is depreciating with every passing year. No matter how good we look, no matter how fit we are, men are still seeing primarily our presumed dwindling fertility as a knock against us. And speaking of fertility, that is another reason that I want younger Black women to seek marriage and partnership in college or right after, if that's what they choose. Because the number of college-educated Black men is so low when compared to Black college-educated women that we're all going to be targeting the same small pool of men. And as we heard today, on most campuses, there's like 7 Black women students for every 1 Black man student. Y'all do the math. So here's my advice. If you are a young Black woman in college, and you know in your heart and in your head that you want to prioritize family, I suggest that you simultaneously pursue that MRS degree right along with that BA or JD. Because the handful of Black college-age men that actually do desire to get married soon, and they do share that value system, and family is a priority for them too, y'all, that is an incredibly small pool, and it's shrinking as you get older. And by the time
especially in
you
your
reach
20s,
my age, 40,
it's ready to get married in your 20s.
You will be faced with different choices relating to life partnership and motherhood. Now, I'm not saying that delaying marriage or motherhood is a bad option, but it's one that comes with its own consequences. And our women deserve to know on the front end of their decision-making instead of on the back half.
I feel like that shouldn't be hard to do. Pursue your degree and try to find a good man possibly on your college campus with the same beliefs and values. Is that difficult? Is that difficult? And hey, you may get a relationship and it may not work out, but at least you got some relationship skills you developed over time. You're not just out cooking for yourself and just working on yourself and just independent. Because in relationships, I'm sorry to say this, but you have to be selfless in relationships. If all you do in your adult life is prioritize yourself, oh my God, when somebody else walks into your life and they ask for this and that, they ask, what can you do for me? Oh, he's crazy. Who's he think he's talking to? Ladies, you learn to be selfless. Go back to church.
I'm glad she brought up women in choice, because that matters. Because yes, it is absolutely true that young men usually are not looking to get married at a young age. And what's not being said is that we're strongly advised not to get married at very young age. We just gonna call it like it is, okay? Just gonna be real about it.
Yep.
Men are visual creatures. We covet what we see. What we like in front of our eyes matters. And they come in all shapes and sizes. Some men care about ethnicity. Some men don't. Some men care about money. Some men don't. Some men care about what level of education you
Fitness.
have.
Say
Some
it.
men don't.
I know you want to say it.
Okay? I know brothers that have no desire to be with sisters, meaning black sisters. Now, obviously, I am not one of those people. I love me and my sisters.
Shout out to my
No
black
mistake
queens.
about it. Let's just say my track record proves that. But I know brothers who think differently. They love the Latinas. No shame in that.
Mm.
Guilty as charged. Don't mind them either. We got some that I would like you to think about Megan Good, Sanaa Lathan, J-Lo, Beyonce. I'm talking type, meaning figures, because men are visual creatures. Just get over it. It'll never change. It'll never change. Just get over it.
Okay.
You got some men that got it all, and they'd marry a bus driver. They don't give a damn.
Bus driver. Think of a bus driver right now.
Can women say the same?
Female?
I'm asking. I'm not making any accusations.
I'm
asking the question. Because when Eboni K Williams says the kind of statements that she made, although she didn't flat out say it, and I'm not accusing her of even meaning it or believing it, I'm getting the impression at the very least that it's the culpability of men. Ladies, get with somebody that is about that. Well, you ain't gonna find dudes that's about marriage. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you why you're not gonna find women. You're not gonna find dudes that are about marriage. You know why you're not gonna find it? Because men are not really interested in marriage. What they're interested in is you. And because it's you, they're willing to get married. You want to get married just to say you married? You want to get married so you can have somebody home? If you have any kind of confidence in yourself as a man, it's not about marriage. It's about her. And because it's her, you're willing to say, I want you for the rest of my life.
Okay, it took me a minute. I was trying to see where he was going with this. Yeah, women be a little caught up on the title than the person that they're dealing with. They don't look at things practically. Is he right for me? Is this a good man for me? I think they get too caught up in wanting a serious relationship, wanting to get married, and they don't really take a look at who is right there in front of them. They're too caught up in what everybody else is doing. They're too emotional. They just want to get their aunties and their mother and their sisters off their back about finding a man that as soon as they get a man who can put up with her bull, they okay, all right, you'll work. So that is selfish. That's selfish. That's wrong. That's not operating in good faith at all. You can't just get any guy.
That's the question that you have to ask yourself. See, when men can be or come across as a bit chauvinistic, never an excuse to be misogynistic, but to be chauvinistic meaning I want a woman to play this role or that role in my life. When you are a woman and you are dating a man, understand that the things that you may capitulate to, you're not capitulating to it for a man. You're capitulating to it for your man, the man you love, the man you trust, the man you want, the man you crave. That guy is the guy you're making adjustments and modifications and alterations for, dare I say.
But you know what women like to do? You say, you tell women, hey, you need to be this for your man. You need to be this for your man. And they immediately think about the worst guys they've ever met, the worst guys they've ever dated, and be like, you want me to obey that guy, this guy? Mind you, all men try to say is, look, this is the gentleman you should be pursuing, and this is how you should go about dating them, right? But no, they like to, because they're not dating anyone currently, they just automatically assume I'm not gonna just give my life up. I'm not going to submit to this monster, this heathen of a human being. Ladies, we're not talking about this monster you've come across. Why can't you ever think about all the good, nice, kind men that you've met, and which you have? That's who we're referring to.
That is what y'all have to get. And when you're getting that, when you understand that it's that person that you're making that exception for, that's not just anybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm challenging Eboni on what she's saying. Because if your mentality is to be married when you're young, because you think your cachet dwindles as you get older, the encouragement to get into that situation when you're young, that means you're after something other than him. And the second he suspects that, he wants nothing to do with you. Because men with our egos, we don't want you wanting us because of something. We want you wanting us because you want us. It's something about us. It's the crust of us that you can't get enough of. That's what we want. And when we suspect that it's something other than that, we gonna bounce.
Here's how women objectify men. I think they see men as a tool for social status, right? I don't think guys have to be in a relationship with women to be respected by their peers. However, I think women, vice versa, women do need to be in a relationship with a guy to be more respected by their peers, their girlfriends, their mothers, their family. All right, it doesn't necessarily work the other way around. All right, guys are good. All right, guys die single all the time without a child to leave in the world. Men die childless. We're not as panicked to be in a relationship. Women just tend, or at least should, care about family a little bit more than men do. But they don't. I think they use men as a tool to just show that at least she's not alone. Right? Look what I have. I feel like that's how women use men. That's how women objectify men. Tell me if I'm wrong. Please let me know. Tell me if I'm wrong.
And when we suspect that it's something other than that, we gonna bounce. We looking for the next person. We ain't got time. Who got time to be a consolation prize? Who got time? And I'm not talking about to another dude or anything like that. I'm talking about consolation prize to your ones. Well, I really like you, but I really want marriage. I really like you, but I really want a kid early. I really like you, but I really want to have this before I start my career. Well, that don't have anything to do with him. He's a tool and a conduit to utilize at your discretion for as long as you need him.
Objectification.
To get what you ultimately want. When in fact, he wants to be the one you want. And you know why you can't fault a man for that? Because that's what you want him to feel about you. So it's only right. We got to be careful about what we're saying to ladies. Just a thought. My attitude is all of that stuff that Eboni just said absolutely applies. If you believe, or once you believe, you have found the man you know unequivocally that you want. That guy,
go all in.
Without a doubt, that you know you want, everything Eboni said is absolutely correct.